Wow, are we live? All right. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to do a quick chat and say hey. It's been a while since I've done any YouTube videos, and I just wanted to let you know I was still alive and give you an update on what is going on at HOJ Forge. A few things since the airing of the Forged in Fire episode. Um, I had an injury on my wing there that has kept me from forging, and I just decided to take the winter off and let it heal up. I think we're pretty good. Hey, Kevin. I think I'm pretty good. Um, the the tingly nerve painy thing that I've been feeling in my hands hasn't been bothering me lately, so I think I'm pretty good. I haven't started forging yet. We're in the middle of winter here in northern Michigan. Yeah, maybe towards the end of winter. And as soon as the snow melts in the driveway so I can wheel my coal forge out into the driveway, I think I will give it a try and start smacking some steel around again and see how it goes. Um, I'm hoping everything is good, but um, we'll see. I don't know. It's just been one of those weird, crazy, odd things that everybody says, "Oh, it's tendonitis, and you got to wear that band around your hand," and it's not. I've had tendonitis before, and I know what that feels like, and this is something else. But um, that's what I've been dealing with, and that's why I haven't been doing any videos. I haven't forgotten y'all. I just haven't known what to do. Um, I mean, if I can't forge, what's the point of having a channel called HOJ Forge? I'm not really selling anything. I shut down my Etsy store. I shut down my Shopify. I shut down my website. I shut down my Amazon account. I just haven't been doing anything. So um, it's just going to be one of those. If I can start forging again, I'll start building it back up. But I didn't want to keep things going if I couldn't forge. So um, that's pretty much the update. Um, One of the things I've been thinking of doing is traveling around. I've got a lot of great forging people in northern Michigan. Some other Forged in Fire folks. Forged in Fire champ lives here in Kingsley, just down the road from me. I've never actually been to his house. I ran into him at the store. Um, what, what the heck is his name? Holy smokes. I've been drinking tonight. Um, Bill Banky. Jeez. I hate it when your brain goes. So, Bill Banky lives right down the road from me. And I thought maybe run over to his house and say hi to him. There's some other ones. Some other Forged and Fire people are uh, are around here as well. Champions, finalists, and things like that. And so I thought it might be Dave McConnell's over in Kalkaska. He was a finalist in season 4. I think it was 4. Um, so maybe go visit some of their forges and do things like that. So I thought that might be kind of fun. And and then I know a bunch of other blacksmiths in the area that I thought might be kind of fun to go visit some of their shops. And there we go. So I don't know. My personal life is kind of crazy right now. My job at the radio station is going to be ending. My last show on the radio was a week ago Friday, and my last day at the radio station is coming up a week from this past Friday. So next week, this week coming up, will be my last week at the radio station. And right now, for the last week and for this week coming up, all I'm doing is packing up the offices and tearing the studios apart and things like that. Because the radio station got sold and I'm not going with the new owners and things like that. So there's some of that. Hey Heath, how you doing, buddy? Um, I it's been an emotional roller coaster for me for the last couple of months as well. With that going on, I've been I've been in the radio business in northern Michigan for about 30 years, on and off a little bit. Um, and so that coming to an end kind of has been an emotional roller coaster up and down all over the place. Um, it's a huge bummer. My job is moving to Mexico in July. Hang in there. Yeah, brother. I don't know exactly what the plan is now, although here's where I am tentatively. I'm going to start driving a bus, one of those little municipal city buses around. We've got actually a great transportation system here in northern Michigan, and I'm going to go drive for them. The pay's good, benefits are good, um, and it's going to be relaxing after 30 years in the radio business. So I'm going to go do that for a little while. And then after some time, I think I'm finally going to move down to Tennessee. The joke has always been at the radio station where I've been. Um, when they're done with me, when WKLT is done with me, I'm moving to Tennessee. And I think since they're done with me and I'm not going with the new owners, I'm actually going to try and make the whole Tennessee thing happen. I've sort of tried it in the past, half-heartedly, not 100%, um, but I think that's where I am now. So all my Tennessee friends, coming to see ya. Um, that's the plan. How soon that happens, I've got a little bit of work to do yet on this house here, and um, once that's all done, then I can put this up for sale, get it sold. I think there's enough equity in this house where I can sell it and buy a piece of property down in Tennessee, a little shack on it or something, and be mortgage free for a while. Um, for the rest of my life, and not have to worry about that. Once I get the mortgage out of the way, then who the hell knows what? I mean, maybe if my arm is good enough and I invest in a power hammer and a decent press and all of that, I can actually do some forging um, for a living. So I don't know. That's sort of the plan, and there we go. So that's about it. If y'all have questions, now is the time to ask, because this was just a quick update live video, and I really didn't have anything planned for tonight. I am gonna try if Dragon Water Forge. Well, look who it is. Where you been? Well, I just explained that in the first 8 minutes of this video. Been injured, haven't been doing a whole lot. Why not come down to Durham, North Carolina, and be a professor at North Carolina State for the radio broadcast journalism program? I would, except I have no degree to teach. I'm actually back in college. I'm taking some classes at Northwestern Michigan College, my local community college, on the dean's list. Thank you very much. Um, but they're just some business classes and things to try and keep the brain a little sharp as I age here. I'll be 50 in less than a month. Um, and one of those things, just trying to take some classes. I never got my degree. I never pursued that. It's one of those things when you're young and you think you know it all and you're full of piss and vinegar, and you say to your parents when they say, hey, you're going to college and we're going to pay for it, and you say, oh, no, you're not. I know everything there is to know. I'm going to get into radio and blah, blah, blah. And here I am. I've got no degree. I've got almost no skills, and should have gone to college when I had a chance, right? Anyways, what were you saying there, buddy? Let's see. You could go on and adjunct without a degree. You have the experience they would benefit from. If I knew how to do that, I would, brother. I've got no idea how to do that. I knew it all too. Now I'm a flat rover. Um, yeah, you know it all when you're young and you're stupid. Maybe a tech school up there would have as a consulting expert. I don't want to be up here, Brian. I want to be down in Tennessee. Our goal for a long time here, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been sort of half-heartedly pursuing a radio gig down anywhere south. I had a bullseye that had the Cumberland Gap area in Tennessee, Cookeville, Crossville, McMinnville, that area, right in between Nashville and Knoxville. That was my target area. And then that bullseye opened up all the way to northern Georgia, South Carolina, western South Carolina, western North Carolina, um, a lot of Kentucky. And yeah, I mean it was a big bullseye, and I was looking for radio work in there. And the problem with looking for radio work in that area, if you're not down there, if you're not a good old boy from down south, they don't really want to talk to you all that much. And so it was tough getting um, taken seriously. Even though I've been in the business for 30 years, it's been tough getting taken seriously. So we decided that the bullseye was the bullseye, the Crossville, Cookeville, McMinnville area. And that's the bullseye, and that's where I'm going. So now that the radio business in northern Michigan's done with me, I'm just gonna take this bus driving gig and see where it leads me down there. Also doing some part-time work at Walmart, working on the weekends just to keep the propane tank filled through the wintertime here. So I can always transfer with that. So I mean, there's other ways, but I mean the target has narrowed, and that's where we're going, is that Crossville, McMinnville area. Let's see. See the Axe episode of Forged in Fire with you in it last night. Best wishes to you, brother, in your future endeavors. I will say, when it isn't 100 degrees in Tennessee, it's raining. um, you know what, Scott? The point is that that area of Tennessee we average 158 to 168 inches of snow in Traverse City, where I live, just outside of Traverse City, Michigan. And we average that every year in snow. This year being no different, although it's been a little milder. We've dealt with a lot of snow. We've been plowing the driveway since, I want to say, Halloween, and it's just starting to feel like spring a little bit, but I think we're not quite done yet. And there we go. Get to Tennessee, and I'm guessing you're dealing with, I don't know, maybe a total of 4 or 5 inches this year. That's the difference. Whether it's rainy or not, I don't give a damn. You're not dealing with 150 inches of snow. Let's see. Smithing podcast. That's the plan, I hope. Granddad. Damn good food in that area. You know what? My wife and we vacationed down there quite a bit, and we love the food. Definitely love the food down there. I got 3 inches in Raleigh, and they shut it all down. Yeah, well, and that was the joke. Last time we were down there, I actually stopped into the radio stations around. It was Cookeville. I think I stopped into some radio stations, and I was introducing myself to some people, and I was asking about winters. And like here in northern Michigan, White Christmas, it's an every year thing. And I was asking, how much snow do you have around Christmas time? Because this radio station I stopped at in Cookeville, which is about 45 minutes to an hour out of Nashville. And I said, how much snow do you have to deal with? And they said, well, we're basically a Nashville radio station. Even though we're in Cookeville, we really try to focus on that market. And we drive all the time. And last year at Christmas time, there was no snow. That we don't have to deal with much snow here at all. A couple inches here, a couple inches there, and then it all melts, and there you go. And the girl at the front counter said, well, yeah, I agree with that. We don't have much snow, but we do have to deal with the ice. And I was like, ice? What the hell is ice? And we finished up the conversation. I'm walking to the car in the parking lot. My wife waited in the car, and I was getting in the car, and I'm like, what the hell is ice? She meant ice. And yeah, Yeah, so they have to deal with a lot of ice in Cookeville, but not a lot of snow. So there you go. I just thought that was funny. The other thing I noticed about Tennessee is the boiled peanuts, the goobers. They they only market those to the tourists because the locals know that those things are the most disgusting things in the world. We were in a ton of gas stations that served those boiled peanuts, and the only ones that ever said, "Hey, we got to try those boiled peanuts," were the tourists. And we bought some, and they were nasty and disgusting. And then we were laughing at all the other tourists that said, "Hey, we got to try these boiled peanuts. We heard great things about them." You know what? They're not great. They're pretty nasty. But anyways, let's see. When I was in Florida, we got half an inch, and it may as well have been the apocalypse. Yeah, and where was I? I was in Atlanta, Georgia, for the Knife or Death thing, and I was asking about winters down there, and they said, "Oh, we don't have snow days. What the hell? Snow days?" But they cancel school because it's cold and nobody down there owns winter jackets or gloves or hats or anything. And so I just thought that was funny. So, anyways, Middle Tennessee, Cumberland Gap area. That's the goal. And if I've got any Facebook friends, YouTube friends, forging friends, I'd love to hear from you. Before we make it all official, I'm sure my wife and I will be down there looking at some properties again, and I would love to stop in and see some folks. Our last trip down, we always land in Crossville. That's where we always land when we go down. But we also went to over to the eastern side, Johnson City, Bristol, that area, and visited some folks over there. I didn't get a chance to meet any of the Middle Tennessee folks. So reach out to me, please. I would love to stop in and shake your hand and buy you a beer, or I'm drinking low carb seltzer these days. Whatever. My wife has me on that. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to stop in and see you next time we come down. Drayson's, I'm doing all right, man. Go back and watch the first 15 minutes of the video, and you'll see what's going on, brother. But yeah, I'm doing good, and hopefully some more forging videos will be on the way shortly. We'll try it. Try Highlands, North Carolina. Just don't drive the gorge at night. I love North Carolina. I spent a lot of time in my youth down in the Grandfather Mountain area, areas like that, and I love North Carolina. It's just that Cumberland Gap area in Tennessee. That's where my heart is, brother. That's where I'd like to be. Now, whether I wind up there or not, who the hell knows? But I'm definitely getting out of the winters in northern Michigan. That's a guarantee. As much as I love it up here in the summertime, I hate it that much more in the wintertime. I don't ski, I don't snowmobile, I don't do any of that wintertime activity stuff. So I've just never fit in. I just sort of wound up here for the past. Oh, I'm gonna be 50 this year. I moved up to northern Michigan when I was 21. And so 30 years almost. And it wasn't my first choice. I just kind of wound up here. No snow, just golf weather. I forget to mention that in Georgia. Yeah. Let's see. Can't wait to get back up to see you before you go. Oh, hey Charles, how you doing, brother? Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon, Charles. I've got a lot of work to do yet on the house. I've got my wife actually needs a hip replacement. She's 5 years younger than me. She's only 45, and her hip joint is all freaky and messed up. And they've been putting this off and putting it off because she's so young. But it's at the point where she can barely walk anymore, so she's got to get it done. And they still don't want to do it because they say if they do it now, they're going to have to go back in and redo the operation, or at least change something up in another 20 years. And I mean, it's kind of like, where do you, how do you weigh that? She's got no quality of life now. She can barely walk. Um, and so we've got to get it done. And she's just going to have to get something else done, whether it's replacing parts or replacing the whole hip again or whatever in another 15 or 20 years. But we've got to get that done before we go. So, with the changing of the jobs, with the radio station ending and this other job starting, I've got to wait till the insurance picks up on the new job, and then we've got to get that done, and then she's got to recover. And once she's recovered, that's when my goal is to have the house done by the time she's recovered, so that when she feels she's up to it, we can just say, let's pack up and go. Whether that's 3 months, 6 months, however long it is. I'm hoping it's before next winter. Um, but that's the goal. So it like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, Charles. It's not like I'm going to be gone tomorrow. We'll see each other. You'll be over. You've got to pick up all that scrap metal that I'm not taking with me. I'm not taking any of that stuff. It is all yours, my friend. Keep an eye out for Charming Hollow Forge channel. He's going to be working on something epic this year. Proud of him. He is a good soul. I don't know that I'm following him, but I will check it out, Jason. Absolutely. My wife has this hips issues. Feel for you, sir. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old your wife is, Jason, but when we first went in to the orthopedic surgeon, and he was like, "Yeah, easy peasy. It's a ball and a socket, and that's the hip, and easy replacement." Problem is, you're 45 years old, and we don't want to do it yet. And so they put it off. Well, I had insurance, they put it off. And now that I'm losing insurance, she needs it done, and so I've got to wait for the new insurance to come. I mean, it's been a freaking nightmare. All those horror stories you hear about health insurance and whatnot. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but um, I'm living through all of them, and it absolutely sucks. We'll get through it. Let's see. Hans Groff, good fellow. Good night, best. I'm gonna get the kids in bed. All right, Brian. Good to see you, brother. Uh, what was that? Oh, hey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, Mr. Grey Wolf. Let's see. Wait, and still have tons to learn from you, Charles. Um, I don't know how much you have to learn from me, Charles, but I've been watching you. I'm, trying to follow you as much as I can, and it looks like you're doing well. And I don't know. It's one of those things that I was just thinking about this the other day. I still see those posts. I mean, I started the whole Forged in Fire Facebook thing, and I still see those posts saying you've got to get a mentor, you've got to get a teacher, you're going to progress so much faster, and blah 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 blah. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. I've never had one teacher in my life. Dave McConnell from Northwoods Forge may be the closest, and we have literally never smacked hot steel together, besides the hammer that he built for me. I did a little striking for him. Other than that, I've never had a teacher. I've had a few people I could reach out to, Dave being one of them that I could ask some questions to. Um, but I never had a teacher. Everything else was YouTube and reading on Facebook and the web and things like that, and then just doing it, just trying it, just figuring it out for myself. And so even today, I still have a lot of issues with people that say you can't learn how to blacksmith on YouTube. What's the point of me doing the videos if you can't do that? I won Forged in Fire, damn it. only teaching myself how to forge on YouTube. So I don't buy any of that, and so I avoid a lot of the conversations on Facebook and stuff. So Charles, um, I'll teach you what I can teach you. I'm more than happy to, but um, a lot of it I think is just you got to get out there and do it, brother. Um, anyways, where's Moose? Kicked out. He's in his crate here. If you look over my shoulder, you can see his crate over there. He goes to bed around 8 o'clock. He wanders in there and just lies down, and that's his bedtime. So yeah, that's where he is. Reach out, YouTube, Facebook, etc. Don't stop searching for smithing friends. I never do. I mean, I'm willing to talk to anybody. The problem I get is attitude. Um, I've never been big on the whole holier than thou. I'm better. The whole forged in fire thing started with a pair of tongs that I made for Billy down in Texas. But the Facebook page started because I was so sick of the attitude from the other Forged in Fire groups, beginner blacksmithing, and all of those other groups that just looked down on everybody and just got so we're better than you and you better listen to us, and if you don't, you're idiots, and yada 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 yada. I have done so many things backwards and outside of what the norm is and made them work for me, that when people say you can't do it like that, or you shouldn't do it like that, or that's the wrong way of doing it, I just want to grab them and oh man, it annoys me. And the fact that I go into my own Facebook group, I'm not a big part of it anymore. I mean, Yamez and all these other people are kind of running it these days. Um, I'm still an admin and whatnot, but I go on the group and see people putting down other people that are just starting and wanting to start out with a Harbor Freight anvil or a railroad track anvil or make railroad spike knives or whatever it is. And there's so much of, it's going to be a lousy anvil and don't use it. And there's no use hardening a spike knife and blah, blah, blah. Whereas, I mean, Chandler Dickinson proved you can take a spike knife and pass the journeyman smith test. I mean, why do you have to put people down that are just trying to learn and have some fun and make something cool? I don't know. It's bugging me that my group, I still consider it my group, even though I'm not really a part of it all that much anymore. But my group is taking this attitude like that, and I don't know. That's kind of why I pulled back on a lot of that, because I didn't want to. Um, I didn't want to get into people's faces and things like that. I don't know. Hope that makes sense. But let's see. I keep the belief you got to start somewhere. Hole in the ground, burning wood, Harbor Freight anvil, claw hammer, and a hair dryer as a start. See, Grayson, you and I, we're right on the same page, brother. It's I don't know. My admins and my moderators, we're all on the same page. It's all about pulling people together and continuing this craft and passing it along how it is. I just see a lot of people, even people that started smithing a year or two after me, still have this head, have built up this great big, oh, I know everything there is to know about blacksmithing now, and if you don't do it this way, well, then you're just an idiot. And I am so tired of that. Um, every once in a while, I go on the Forged and Fire Facebook page, and I try to remind people about why it started, how it started, and to lose the attitude. And I don't know, it just doesn't resonate, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, but that's what it is. I guess when you have, we're almost up to, well, maybe we're over 7,000 people now on that page, which is huge and not anything I ever expected from the Forged and Fire page or Forging a Forward page. But um, yeah, I don't know. All right. Any questions before I go? We've been doing this about half an hour, and I think everybody has heard the updates or whatever. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask them. For a group, Charles, I'm glad you were one of the first two. Too many haters in their mommy's pants. Yeah, that's what it all comes down to, isn't it? When doing the sword for Forged on Fire, is there a time limit to the day? Tom, when I did it, it was 45 hours spread over 5 days. I think they've narrowed that down some to like maybe 40 hours over 4 days or something like that. I don't. They shortened it up. Even the initial competition they shortened up. It's 3 hours on day one, and then maybe 2 hours on day two. I don't. They've changed the parameters a little bit, but when I did it, it was 45 hours. Excuse me, over 5 days. Day one was the 5 hour day where they would come, and for the first several hours, they just they put gaff tape over all the logos in the garage and in the shop and stuff. Um, so if you watch my episode, you'll see that everything has black gaff tape over it. My um, see the Craftsman toolbox. There's gaff tape over the uh, the Craftsman logo, and all my Masterforce. So everything has gaff tape over it. So they spent the first few hours doing that. We spent a couple hours doing video of me, in different areas of the house and around the yard and stuff, talking about the competition and the challenge and whatnot. And then they gave me 5 hours on the first day. Um, and then I think it was 10 hours every other day, but I never went the full 10 hours. I think I went 8 the first day, 9 the second day, and I never used the full 10 hours, which is probably why they shortened it up ultimately, because I'm guessing a lot of people were in the same boat. You just can't, and you can't swing a hammer for that long, day after day after day. Um, so that's how it turned out for me. And I think I probably had a total of 36 or 37 hours into the sword, but that was it. Let's see. Next project. I don't know. I've got a lot of people that want knives from me, and I don't want to make knives and sell knives unless my arm is fully healed and I know I can do it and can do it justice. So, um, the first project coming back will probably be, um, I don't know, maybe something personal, maybe something for one of my kids or something that I can just kind of test myself on, um, without having to feel like I have to be perfect. I mean, that's the thing. When I sell a knife, I really try. There's no such thing as perfection, but I really strive for a certain level, in something I'm gonna sell, and I just don't know. We'll see. I got, forge thick, grind thin. I've never been a big proponent of that. It's always been um, a forge to size, forge to finish, I guess is the saying. Um, so I've always tried to forge thin and then only have to grind off a minimal amount. So maybe I'll have to change my mindset on that. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Where did you post your tattoo? This tattoo? Um, Nowhere. It's on my Facebook page. Um, and I think that's it. I don't know. I didn't post it anywhere. I didn't actually ask permission. That's the actual Forged in Fire logo there, and I didn't actually ask them for permission to do that, so I don't know. I didn't want to in case they said no. Let's see. Have you kept up with Heath Shepherd's Forge as of late? Yeah. I mean, Heath is going through some stuff, and much like I would expect him to do, he's staying positive and doing what he has to do to do what he has to do. I mean, I wish Heath the best. He is a good friend of mine, and let's not say a good friend because we've never met in person. But I mean, we've certainly had a lot of communication over the years, and have sent each other stuff. He's bought stuff from me. He's sent me things. I've sent him things, and I mean, I wish nothing but the best for him in a speedy recovery. And I have no fear that a positive attitude and the love of his dog will get him through everything he has to do. Missing from Facebook. Looked for it. Okay, I'll post it again there, Ed. Are we friends? Are we Facebook friends? Are you on my personal page? Because that's where it was, but I can throw it up again if you want. And I don't know. It's one of those things. I got it done. I got this done before the episode aired, and we didn't know what the episode number was going to be, and so I said, let's figure out, design it so we can put it on under there. So it's Forged in Fire Champion, and then I'll say episode 6 or season 6, episode 28. And here the episode aired last September, and I still haven't been back to get it, and I really have no plans to. I mean, it's kind of like, I kind of like it the way it is. I don't need the episode number on it or the season number on it. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's always under the sleeve, anyways. I rarely show it off to anyone, so I don't know. I just kind of cool. Let's see. Hey Corey, how you doing? I think we were just wrapping up, Corey. So welcome to the end of the video. But there we go. If anybody has any other questions, now's the time. I think I'm gonna finish up my Bud Light Seltzer Strawberry, which looks backwards in the video. My wife has me on this low carb thing. I'm still cheating. I'm still drinking some beer now and then, but she's got me on these Bud Light seltzers, and she won't drink the strawberries. She says it tastes like the candy her grandma used to have in the candy dish. I don't care. It's booze. It's all good. And ever since I found out I was losing my job, I've pretty much been tipsy the whole freaking time. Not a good thing, by the way, but I mean, I don't drive drunk or anything. I don't go to work drunk, but the minute I get home, we're starting. Anyways, let's see. Doing fine. Seems like my phone is good too. Well, good. I turned in back on after a coffee bath this morning. Well, good. I don't know what that means, but enjoy your coffee. Anyways, I'm going to go, guys. I need to walk to and from the store to get beer counters together. I do, actually. Made several of your mason jar handles. Well, cool, Norman. They are not mine. I will admit I actually stole the idea from Dave McConnell at Northwoods Forge, who probably stole the idea from somebody else. There's very few original ideas in blacksmithing anymore. We're all just kind of reinventing the things other people do. So I was at Dave's house one time, and he showed me what he took to his shows, and the mason jar handles were one of them, and I thought I could make those, and so I just kind of came up with my own system to do it, and that's how I came about. So I don't know how Dave came about it, but I can almost guarantee you 100% that Dave did not come up with that idea. I didn't come up with it. I stole it from him, and I can almost guarantee you 100% that he didn't come up with it. So um, it's just one of those things. So Corey, yeah, man. Since you missed it, I'm gonna be doing some others. Hopefully, my arm has healed up. I'm gonna go try doing some forging here in the next couple of weeks as the snow melts. It was like 48 degrees today, so the snow is starting to melt here. So as soon as I can push the coal forge back out into the driveway and start forging again, I'm gonna give it a shot and hopefully start making some more videos. And if I can't, I'm gonna go off to other people's forges. Got a lot of forged in fire people here in northern Michigan, champions and finalists and things like that. And so I'm gonna um, I think trying to get to some of their forges and forge some of them, doing some stuff, and so just have some fun and go from there. So there will be some more videos coming up. New press yet? No. The that little wood splitter press I put together lasted for a while. I mean, it still technically is there and it works. It just the O-rings within the thing burned out and it was never designed to do what it had to do. So for $300, I got about $300 of use out of it. Um, I could pull it apart and replace those O-rings and get some more use out of it, but I don't know. I just haven't been motivated this winter to do much of anything. So um, we'll figure that out once we get down to Tennessee. New shop, power hammer, probably a tire hammer, and a nice press, and we'll go from there. And that will probably save my arm. Anyways, I'm gonna go. It was good to see y'all. So take care, everybody. I will catch you soon. I hope on our current video. So what's your contact your mentor for Chandler? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I miss Chandler. I don't know what he's up to. It sounds like maybe he's not forging as much as he used to. Um, I follow him on Facebook. I'm a friend of his on Facebook, and it sounds like maybe he got back into some other work, carpentry and stuff like that. So I don't know how much he's forging, but damn, do I miss his videos. He was a real inspiration to me. So if any of you know him personally, tell him we'd love to see more videos from him. That would be awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna go. It's getting late here. I gotta get to work in the morning, so I'll check y'all out next time. Bye.